Thank you, Leader. So, unless the Senate and the House act this week, in a few days, millions of Americans are going to face a god-awful choice. Do they pay thousands more to keep my health care, or do I take the risk of going without? Democrats have offered a simple solution. Let's extend the tax credits without making changes at the 11th hour. After that, let's see where we can work together to make the health care system better. Late last night, Republicans in the Senate revealed their alternative. Increase insurance premiums by thousands of dollars and deductibles by thousands more, and give people a snake oil alternative, a savings account. And they don't even do anything about criminal penalties for fraudsters the way we do. I'm going to use two examples to illustrate how disconnected the Republican plan is from the reality that Americans face. First, imagine a woman nearing Medicare age who's battling breast cancer. She's going to have another round of chemo in January, so she needs to sign up by next week. Crumbs in a savings account are not going to do much for her. Maybe she'll find out as we go that we have a better alternative. We're also going to imagine a young couple planning to start a family next year. Giving birth costs thousands and thousands of dollars, and they want to be prepared with the right insurance plan. Looking at the current premiums for a plan that covers their hospital stay isn't going to do much for them. These are two examples of the kitchen table conversations that are happening right now as Americans sign up for insurance. The Republicans offer crumbs in terms of insurance company profiteering and snake oil. To make matters worse, their proposal is riddled with ideological trophies like anti-abortion language. It shows that once again, Republicans weren't interested in compromise. Later this week, Americans will have the opportunity to see whose side senators are on.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. It might be helpful just to take this conversation out of Washington and invite you down to Georgia, where I'm hearing from constituents every day what this is going to mean for them right now. I heard just a few days ago from one of my constituents, a single mother with 4 children, who gets her insurance through the Affordable Care Act exchange. And her medication costs $20,000 per dose. She needs 4 doses per year. Her premiums are about to go up by 500%. I heard from another constituent a few days ago, a woman in her early 60s who waits tables for a living, who's fighting breast cancer. She needs chemo monthly. Her premiums are now going to be $500 per month. She can't afford it. She's going to have to give up her insurance in the middle of chemotherapy while she's fighting breast cancer. What are people supposed to do when they lose health insurance in the middle of a cancer battle? What are parents supposed to do who already can't make ends meet, who are going to see their premiums go up 500% when they need life-saving medicine that without insurance costs $80,000 per year? So in this building, maybe it's about the politics, but in the real world and in Georgia, this is life or death. 500,000 Georgians are projected to lose their insurance altogether. Millions more will see huge increases in their health insurance premiums. My constituents cannot afford this. Some of my constituents cannot survive this. And so I'm calling on our Republican colleagues to put politics aside. It is almost Christmas. It's almost the holiday season. We should let our care and concern and goodwill for our constituents motivate us and guide us in these next few days. There's an opportunity on Thursday to come together and prove to the American people that no matter how divided we seem, we can unite to prevent these catastrophic increases in health insurance premiums. Thank you all.
So as a part of the ongoing Jedi mind trick from this president, he this week made the absolutely incredible statement that the affordability crisis that Americans are feeling at their tables every single day is a part of a Democratic hoax. I can tell you what the true hoax is. It's a scam, and it's a hoax. You don't have to tell Americans about a hoax. The ones who recognize that they cannot afford their utility bills, the same ones who this Christmas season and holiday season are shopping and they experience for themselves how unaffordable it's becoming in this country. The same ones who are now sitting at their kitchen tables, people like my aging parents, both of whom are dealing with life-threatening illnesses, who look at their Medicare and look at all of their premiums and recognize the escalating cost of health care in this country. And so the Jedi mind trick that continues to want Americans to believe that somehow affordability is not an issue is really, it's really, really sad. But this week, we have a chance to provide relief from the looming health care crisis that's threatening millions of American families. Now, let's be clear. This could have been resolved months ago, but Republicans refuse to do so. Americans are already struggling under the weight of increased cost of living, and everything is more expensive, especially in this holiday season. And this health care crisis is only making things worse. Democrats know this because we've been listening to what Americans have been saying to us. We know the strain that this is putting on families, and we've been fighting to lower health care costs. But we've come up against a roadblock. These Republicans who are in control, and they've stopped us at every single turn. For months, we've been asking our Republican colleagues to work with us on extending these Affordable Care Act tax credits. And this is something, to be clear, that absolutely should not be controversial. For many people, this is absolutely a matter of life and death. We should be doing what we can to make life easier on the people that we're here in Washington to represent. But Republicans just don't get it. They're out of touch. Can you imagine sitting at your kitchen table holding a notice from your insurer that tells you that your health care premium is about to be tripled, only to hear that this administration and Republicans who are in control of the government think that you're stressed out about a hoax? If Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress spent more time with the people that they are supposed to be representing instead of the billionaires that they have worked all year long to repurpose our government to be able to afford their tax cuts, the billionaires that they continue to cater to, they would know that affordability is not a con job. This is a real crisis, and it's one that Republicans have needlessly created. They have a job to do, but instead of working with us, they've spent months complaining about the Affordable Care Act because they don't get it, and guess what? They never have. For the last 15 years, they've taken every opportunity to criticize the Affordable Care Act and to talk about what they would do instead if they were in control. Well, the time is here, but their plan is not here. They have no plan, and they haven't put forth an alternative yet. That leads us to conclude that they do not have a plan. And if you look at the way that they've handled everything from health care to the economy and how they've made everything less affordable, it's not clear that they ever will. Even if they were capable of putting together a plan, it's becoming clear that Republicans just don't care. They're choosing to ignore the voices of the American people who are struggling to afford absolutely everything. Again, from food to housing to health care to goods to utilities. But the truth is that the people are not their concern. This isn't something that I say lightly, but we know that actions speak louder than words, and the Republicans' lack of action is deafening. It says they don't care, and they don't care enough to even do their jobs. Since they don't care enough to put together a plan, we've done the work and offered them a simple one. Extend the ACA tax credits for 3 years. That way, premiums don't skyrocket and overburden families across this nation. And while the extension is in place, well then let's work together to make health care more affordable and more accessible. This is the Republicans' latest chance to speak with their actions and show who they stand with. But no matter what they decide, we know where we stand. We are on the side of the American people. We're going to fight to lower costs and to make life better for families. And we're going to keep sharing our vision for a more affordable America.
Thank you, Senator. Also Brooks. Okay, we're ready for questions.
Schumer.
Yes.
Peter Schumer.
On this briefing that you're about to have,